Greetings, gentle viewers.
And howdy howdy.
Well, as you probably guessed from the fact that it's been a little bit more than the week we said it was going to be, some things have happened. Life came down on each of us like a ton of bricks, and everything is fine, we're fine, but some things have changed.
Like war. War has changed.
Billy, war never changes.
Depending on which game you play.
As amusing as it would be to do Fallout versus Metal Gear Solid 4, we're not doing that.
I'm just trying to keep everything lighthearted, man. Come on. Speaking of trying and failing to keep everything lighthearted, we're the Bittersweet Gamers.
I'm the Opinionator.
And I'm We Squared.
Well, as difficult as it is to say, we're done. We are not going to be continuing the channel, and this is a decision that took quite a lot of thought to get to, and I mean, one of the reasons it's taken so long for us to say anything about it and post this video is we
wanted to make sure we were certain, you know?
Yeah, and it was hard to admit.
Yeah.
Again, we're fine, everything's fine, but
we're not going to be able to make these videos and have the time to edit them and put them up because we're dealing with life.
We're not getting any younger, and there's stuff we need to do. The amount of time that it takes for us to do the channel, I mean, it's one or the other, and we don't have any spare time, you know what I'm saying? Things might be different if we were a bigger channel, but as you can tell, we're not.
But even though we're not a big channel, there's still a lot of people who like to watch our stuff. And many of you have been watching us for quite some time. And we appreciate that very much.
I guess we really began to pick up in, 2017?
I think, yeah, that was about when we started to hit our stride.
Yeah, and stopped being like generic tiny channel and actually began making some sort of quality stuff.
And became generic slightly bigger channel.
No, really. It's really difficult for us. You have no idea how hard it is for us to say this. But we just can't keep doing it. There's a few reasons. One of which is that we need to use our time in a different way, and that was made very clear to us. The other is, truthfully, we really weren't enjoying it. We had been wanting to switch to a different type of content for some time, but we were never going to do it until we finished with Danganronpa.
And that's kind of why we hadn't monetized, because we felt it would be kind of crappy to be like, hey, give us money, by the way, we're no longer going to produce the content that you signed up for, you know?
Yeah, it's not like it wouldn't help, but we just can't, we don't want to take advantage of anybody.
Yeah.
And it is taking advantage of you to be like, join our Patreon, pick the next game we're going to play. Not that we're going to play another game! Like, what robbery? We just can't do that.
Now, if everything stabilizes,
which it very well could,
and we get our act together, we do intend to come back.
Why'd you put it like that? Well, anyway, go on.
Because self-deprecation is on brand for us. We do intend to come back with a different type of content. To that end, I'm going to keep the Discord open. I'm probably not going to be as active on it as I used to be, but you can DM me. I'll still be paying attention to my DMs because there's no point in just completely casting it all away.
Yeah, absolutely.
If anything, the friends I've made on the Discord are certainly not worth casting away.
I really wanted to work on Miracle Danganronpa 9 Despair's Counterattack, but I just don't have the time and the energy to blow all of that work in something fanciful. I wish I did. And maybe 5 or 6 years ago I did have that, but now is not that time. But hey, if I win the lottery, maybe I'll form a game studio and make it then.
Well, I want a pony if we're making those kind of requests.
But you don't even want a pony.
Well, no.
You liar!
that's about how likely I expect it to happen.
Anyway, before we move on to talking about what type of content we might theoretically make in the future, and we do intend to come back, but we
just can't give you an ETA. We just don't know. The future is not set in stone.
Right, so why bother?
That's part of why you should stay abreast of the Discord. Links in the description. Shameless plug, shameless plug.
Bizarre, shameless plug for something that is ending aside.
That makes it extra shameless.
I want to take the time to thank each and every one of you.
Oh yeah, we would not have been able to get half as far as we have without you guys and your support.
We said before that we kind of didn't really like making LP content anymore. It's really been kind of a while since we even enjoyed it. The problem is our particular style, it just takes too long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying lol, we're slow, but look, it takes the better part of a year, if not a year, for us to cover a game.
Yeah.
It's amazing that we have any viewers at all. By the time we finish with a game, we hate it. Even if we loved the game dearly.
Right.
And so it gets difficult for us to stop really hating on the parts that we don't like. Oh, you say, why don't you just speed up? Okay. The fact of the matter is, if we didn't spend time discussing what we do as we do it, then in addition to not acting like the way that we normally act, like when we hang out, that's what we do.
Yeah.
But also, we would stop to care.
We
would stop caring.
Oh, totally, 100%.
Because there'd be so many things that we'd just be letting fly under the radar, and we would just get more and more disengaged.
Like, if we didn't comment on stuff as we saw it, we'd forget by the time it came for us to have a good talking point, you know?
What we did was very natural for us. But the problem is putting it in the context of like a visual novel or an RPG or something, man, that takes a long time, as you have noticed. But, and there's no reason to expect anybody to want to watch us do anything that you're not really interested in.
Yeah.
And a lot of our viewers, and we've consistently gotten this for years, a lot of our viewers are like, if I haven't played the game you're doing, I'm not interested in it. And well, so it's led us to be very
hesitant,
specific in the types of games that we've played.
Mm-hmm.
Well, doesn't matter. What does matter is that despite the fact that we babble on incessantly and always have babbled on incessantly.
Speaking of babbling on incessantly and reusing jokes, where are the... Okay, no, you're fine. Go on.
Really, thank you. Thank you for following us as far as you have. I really would like to take the time to call out a bunch of people individually, but then I feel like I'd miss all the people that we don't. I don't mean to say it that way, you know? But even though I don't go down to argue in the comment section like my instincts tell me to, so that's why I tend to avoid it, there have been so many of you that have said or done things that have meant so much. For the rest of my life, it will always make me so proud to have entertained you as much as I have. Thank you so very much.
And once again, I would like to thank everyone as well. I've certainly had more interactions being in charge of the Discord and everything. And though I know I've butted heads with people, we're not naming names, but...
Oh, if I spent a lot of time there, it would not have been healthy. There would have been a bit more than butting heads.
But I want to thank everyone anyway, even the people I butted heads with. There's a respect in that, in arguing your point against someone you don't agree with. And I appreciate that.
As for the type of content we were thinking of making in the future...
We've considered streaming, of course.
I don't know if our style would really work for streaming, though.
Me either?
We'd certainly make a lot of progress, I guess, but... I mean,
well,
maybe...
With the audience actually there, we'd be way more distracted by the audience and engaging with the audience. Like, you know what I mean? It's like one of us would have to play while the other one engages with the audience, but then we're not engaging with each other and we're both not engaging with the game. You know, it just seems counterintuitive to our process.
I don't know, and sometimes we actually, quite a lot of times, we will not have a fully formed thought that just jumps out of our head, ready to be felt and understood and explained at its maximum level. Okay, we have to stop for a second to think about how to articulate the thought.
That's true.
That's what most of the editing is making it so nobody has to wade through all the pauses. So if we were streaming, there'd be times that I would just stop for a second and have to figure out what to say. I mean, or I could just say nothing, but I don't really understand why.
Doing it real time is a lot less impressive.
Probably so. Or maybe not. I mean, it might be worth a try. It really might be. I don't know, lol old or whatever, but I feel like I don't necessarily want to stream the latest, newest games. There's actually a lot of older stuff I'd love to try doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, not just that,
but anime and movies.
That's actually what gave us the idea to do the channel in the first place.
Because when we watch a movie or watch an anime, we will often pause it and talk and analyze and do the stuff we do in the channel.
Yeah, that's where it came from. It's actually a lot shorter. It's a lot shorter in a series because, compared to a video game, you know? And there's also less trivial bullcrap.
Yes.
Now, when we're playing the game by ourselves or watching something, we'll have the same thoughts, they just go faster.
Oh yeah, because we're not discussing with each other, we're doing the thing ourselves.
Right.
We'll always talk about it after the fact when we, it's oh, I just saw a cool episode, I'm gonna go talk to Damon about it, that sort of thing.
So that might actually be more natural for us. It would certainly take less time to produce, I mean.
Yes.
The downside is it would have to be any sort of hangout with people online while watching stuff would necessarily be a multi-platform, put it on Patreon as well as YouTube and maybe stream half of it, but keep a bunch of the footage away, and it just seems like
you gotta dodge all the legal hullabaloo.
It seems like there's a lot of barriers to easily consuming the content. I don't know.
Also, I've been trying to get back into tabletop role-playing.
Me too, actually.
And hopefully I've been working on something that we might be able to do playcasts of.
Maybe.
And even if we don't do playcasts of, I might still be able to do something with it, even if it's just for funsies. But that's also an avenue we're looking into.
Also, I've been considering just actively working towards content related to my own specific interests, which I think is really underserved on YouTube. But I figure that between all the things we've said, that probably would drive virtually our entire existing audience away. So that's one of the reasons why it's not so easy to just try to jump into it with enthusiasm right now,
Yeah.
Especially when we have so much that we need to take care of. Well, anyway, there's our meandering goodbye. We can't thank you enough.
But that's not going to stop me from trying. Thank you very much for being with us all this way.
I really do feel like the amount of gratitude that we have is not coming across sufficiently, This really is hard for us. We've been doing it so long, and I mean, even though we have to deal with real life stuff and having a lesser amount of time available, it still kind of feels like we're doing wrong by you, So,
yeah.
If anybody has anything to say about anything, let us know. If anyone's interested in any of our potential future endeavors, let us know. And, well, I guess that's all we got. So, as painful as it is, this is BSG signing out.
Thank you. And until next time.
There will be a next time. Whether you're interested in that content or not, there will be a next time.
So, there's only one way to end this. See you, Space Cowboy.
What?
Stab! 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 Stab!
Ah!
Stab! Ah! Stab! 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 Stab!
And with my dying breath, I will say that Nikima's dungeon in Persona 5, the concept still didn't make sense, and nobody who disagreed with me ever even addressed my argument as to why it didn't make sense, and so there...
That was at least 3 breaths. 4.